how their unique platform is actually built and why its creators see it as foundational for a future that stretches way beyond today's business automation needs.
Okay, let's unpack this.
So diving in, the document spends a good amount of time defining what these digital workers are. You said they're not simple bots. What makes them different, according to the source?
Well, they really emphasize the ability to execute complex multi-step processes autonomously.
Okay.
And crucially, they retain context from previous interactions, which allows for, ongoing relationships or handling complex task sequences.
So they remember things, like that customer who always orders extra sprinkles.
Exactly. And they're designed with learning capabilities. The idea is they improve their performance over time.
And what are the sort of headline advantages they highlight when you deploy these workers?
The first big one is availability. They're presented as working 24/7, 365.
Wow. Never calls in bad, right?
The document even uses the phrase without sick days, vacations, or drama.
Okay, yeah, that'll resonate with business owners dealing with team management challenges. No more my wrist broke excuses.
Definitely. And the cost savings they claim.
How significant are we talking? Enough to buy a new stand mixer?
Pretty substantial. The source states these digital workers cost 50-70% less than human equivalents.
50 to 70%, that's like getting a whole extra bag of flour for free.
Yeah, and they claim this translates into really rapid ROIs, often between 200% and 450% within just a few months.
That's a very fast payback period, like the time it takes to bake a good batch of cookies.
Absolutely. Then there's consistency, executing tasks perfectly at a time, aims to eliminate the cost of human error.
Always a factor, especially when you're trying a new recipe.
Always. And a big one, especially for growth-focused businesses, scalability.
Right. Being able to go quickly, like a sourdough starter.
Exactly. You can scale operations instantly, moving from handling, say, 10 tasks a day to 10,000 without all the complexities, the costs, the delays of hiring and training new people.
The document uses a strong phrase, an obsession with radical efficiency and reliability. Seems like that's the core principle here.
It really does seem to be. And what's fascinating is how they immediately connect this intense focus on practical business level efficiency to their bigger vision.
How so? Like using kitchen scraps to make a delicious broth.
They as the essential first step. Building this robust, reliable engine for businesses today is, in their view, the necessary prep work for tackling those world-changing systems of tomorrow.
So the same principles making a small business run better today are like the building blocks for something massive later on, like how a single grain of wheat can feed a whole village.
That's exactly how they present it. They specifically mention their next phase, Poly 186, as what this current work is actively building towards.
Poly 186, we'll get into that later, I assume, like the secret ingredient.
Oh, yeah. And they even describe the customer relationship as a partnership, aligning with a company architected for the future, implying that using Poly today is kind of participating in that bigger story.
Okay, speaking of that trajectory, let's look at the market landscape Poly is aimed at. They call it the human capital imperative. Sounds important.
Yes, and they point to just explosive growth in the business automation market. It's projected to nearly double from about $75 billion in 2025 to over $133 billion by 2033. That's a lot of dough.
Wow. And a key driver for this is just the sheer volume of digital interactions businesses are facing now, right? Like trying to keep up with all those online orders.
Totally.
Trillion.
Yeah. Businesses are just overwhelmed with messages, tasks, especially on platforms like Instagram, WhatsApp, like trying to juggle too many hot plates at once.
You can see that. So the source then drills down into the actual cost of labor to sort of highlight the inefficiency they're targeting, like how much time gets wasted on repetitive tasks.
Right. Small, medium businesses, they're commonly paying human contractors, $20, $40 an hour, easily adds up to $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month just for admin support.